Yes, Maniacs. So today I'm going to be doing my very first Top 5 Wednesday. There is a Goodreads group that I'll link down below that will explain all of it. Essentially, every week you pick a top 5 of whatever category that they give out and you do a video on it. So this week's topic is Top 5 Badasses. Now, what better topic to start with? Y'all know I'm the #1 badass, but nobody has written about me. So let's go to the top 5 badasses in fiction or in books that don't include me. You guys will get the relevance of this shirt, if you don't already, by the end of this video. Okay, so coming in at number 5, it's actually a tie. Let me explain. I'm not trying to cheat. The characters are Killian and Mal from the book Dirty Deeds by S.E. Jakes. Now that is a gay romance. I feel like you guys expect me to put a book from this genre in every video from now on, and I can't say I blame you, and I can't say that you'd be wrong. Yes, so the book Dirty Deeds by S.E. Jakes. Now that is gay erotica. It is for adults, so anybody who is underage, I don't know what that age is. I'm not going to be the one to put restrictions on you. You decide if you want to listen to your parents, your guardian, whoever. You decide if you are ready. Read these things at your discretion. That's the only disclaimer I'm going to give. I'm not here to parent anybody, and I don't feel like anybody watches BookTube, YouTube, anything online for that. So, as I said, it is a gay erotica book, but this book is about 2 seasoned operatives, and because they are literally like, they are so similar, but they're not the same. That is why there's a tie, and that is why I promise you, I put them together and I can say it's not cheating. I really feel like it would be unfair to pick one over the other. The twist, especially that comes at the end of this book, I don't know. I don't know whose side I'm on. But as for the topic that we are here for, them being badass, it says it itself. They're seasoned operatives. And this book, while it is about the romance, I feel like the writer did a very good job at making me believe that little spy, killer, assassin person. That's redundant, isn't it? Anyways, they did a really good job just in the little scenes where they described that. And I was a little bit on the edge of I was on the edge of my seat for multiple reasons, but for the part where they're supposed to be badasses, I thought that was well done, and that's why I put them at number 5. So for number 4, I have the lead character, main character, protagonist Zoe from this book Nameless. Now, I did not expect to like Zoe. I did not expect to like this book because, I mean, if you guys have seen my Booktober video, I told you already that at first I thought this was blackface and I was not here for it. It's not blackface, it's and it's not war paint. Read the book to get it. She's basically disguising herself and whatever. I mean, I'll let it pass. I don't know if anybody else knows anything and they wanna, debate it. Now it's not really the time, but you can leave a comment if you feel like it. But anyways, the point is, Zoe is number 4 for me as a badass because here's the thing about this book. Initially, you expect it to be like Hunger Games, and it does, based on the synopsis, it does sound like that. And so that is a part of why I was wary besides the cover. Let me put it down. In this book, you have all the different characters with all their different problems, all their different motivations. And she, of course, is a young girl and she's trying to save her clan. And then her little sister sneaks in on this suicide mission that Zoe, was on. And so now she has to protect her sister. What I usually find in books like these is, for whatever reason, the character gets caught up in a love story, a love triangle, and then they forget that they have to save the world, or they have these very awkward, not realistic moments. In this book, that did not happen. There was a love story. It was very slow burn. I really loved it, and it did not take over. I found that given what she was trained to do, what she was prepared to do, and how she executed it after she got infiltrated into this new place and she realized that everything wasn't what she thought or how she thought it was gonna be, that was really badass for me, and that's why she's at number 4. Moving on to number 3. Now, y'all, my girl Lisbeth Salander. Look, first of all, the Millennium series, it's Millennium, right? It's not Millennia. The Millennium series The girl with the dragon tattoo, the girl who kicked the hornet's nest, the girl who played with fire. I may have gotten the second and third ones out of order, and I feel the final one is the girl with the spider's web, or the girl in the spider's web. I don't know, I haven't read that one. I'm not sure if I'm going to. This generally isn't my genre. I don't know what genre to put it in, but when things are this graphic or this scary, I actually am not the biggest fan of reading them, but I was so taken in. I think this was for real the very first series that drew me in. Lisbeth Salander, in case you don't know. Really? Who? Oh, let me tell you, that girl is a badass. With everything that she has been through in her childhood, all the messed up things that is going on in her current life, for that girl to do what she did, girl, I'm gonna keep it real. If I need to pick somebody to be on my side, if some shit's going down in the world, like so, maybe not in the most, in physical combat, maybe not, but when it comes to other kind of warfare, like technological warfare, psychological warfare, that's my girl. That's Queen Badass, right? And if you have not checked out that series, I highly, highly, highly recommend it to you. So, for numbers 1 and 2, it wasn't really a toss-up for me. Honestly, it was not. But I have spoken to the author, and I think for him, he would have gone the other way. And I think maybe for other people, they would have. I'll explain why my number 1 is my number 1 when I get there. So they're both from the Bone Street Rumba series by Daniel Jose Older. Now, I don't want any of you to think that I picked these as my 2 badasses because I happen to be married to the author or because book 2 is dedicated to me. I promise you, no. And even if that was the case, so what? My number 2 pick is Reza from Midnight Taxi Tango. And if you are still on the fence about reading this series, you can get the short story that I guess introduces Reza to the world because it came out before the book came out, called Anyway, Angie. I'll link it down below and you can check it out. It's really creepy. I just want to let you know it's creepy. If you're not a fan of bugs, it may not be your thing. I would recommend reading it in the daylight because it passes. It's worth it. It is that good that it is worth it. Reza is queen. Reza is boss. Reza is it. Like, just the description, she's always dressed sharp. She stays cool under pressure. And there is just something, like I read about her and I felt like I knew her. I felt like in any kind of battle, Reza is who I wanted with me. Like, that's the woman you don't with. That's a person you don't with. And let me, there's a big, actually there's several scenes, but there's one really big, I can't pick, I'm sorry. I think there's a scene in my head and I'm saying that's really a scene where Reza shows you that she is here and she means business. But every time I start to think about one scene, I see her in a million other scenes. I just really, she is, how many times can I say it? Can I say it? Can we say it again? Badass. She's the epitome. I think Reza means badass in some other language. It must, right? It must. As dope as she is, and let me tell you, if you pick her, or if I had picked her for number 1, it would have definitely been just as good. But I didn't pick her for number 1, and I'm gonna tell you why. So for number 1, we have Kia Summers. Now, as you can see on my shirt, this quote here is said by Kia in Midnight Taxi Tango, but we first meet Kia in Half Resurrection Blues. Kia is a 16-year-old black girl in Brooklyn dealing with life. That alone lets you know she is badass. Waking up every day being black in this world, in this country, you're badass. She's surviving, and there's just something real about her, how she carries herself, how she walks through life, how she is very honest with herself, with her feelings, and she's not here for your shit. And I love that. Why Kia wins over all of them is, out of anybody else that I thought about, out of any of the other women, including Reza, I see myself most like Kia. I want to be like Kia when I grow up. And that's why I picked her. I feel like with Reza, she has been trained, she has all this experience on her side. And I'm not saying it takes away, or it should take away from why she should be the top. But for me, with where Kia is at, just being, just carrying herself and surviving and pushing through the fears and the insecurities and the microaggressions and the major aggressions that she has to deal with every day, and the way that she does it, yeah. Husband did a great job on this, and I had to tell him. Like, I had to tell him. And honestly, it's so dope that she's on the cover. Like, she's so, I mean, okay, people have pointed out that because she says in the book she's unambiguously black, and she doesn't look necessarily as dark or as unambiguously black on the cover, I guess they want to take away from what the cover means. No, this is a black woman here on this cover being dope. She's got a machete, or because I'm Jamaican, how we say shaba machete. Just machete, just say that with me. Machete, like throw a Y in there and take the E off, the E pronunciation that y'all do at the end, and you got it. There's the color. I'm gonna code switch for y'all right now. Essentially, Kia just walk around like everyday Jamaican woman. You understand? Just don't fuck with it. Cause at any minute we take out machete and it done. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You know, I'm gonna edit that out or not. I'm kidding. We do not. But she could be Jamaican because shit. Don't with us. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you subscribe. I hope you share and share some more. Just share and share and share. Oh, so there's something I forgot to say. So y'all see that this is the quote. Now, I don't think that Kia is even called a badass in the book, but weeks ago I got this written on the shirt because that's exactly what I think of Kia. That's who comes to mind when I think of badasses. And even before this shirt, I got this cup, even though the comma isn't there. It's supposed to be a comma, but like, you know, badass, that's her profession, that's her title, that's her claim to fame. And that's how much it resonated with me, Kia's personality and what she's about and what she does and what she has contributed to this world, fictional and real. So yeah, that's it. That wraps up my very first Top 5 Wednesday. I hope you guys liked it. Hit that thumbs up. Hit it. Okay, you can only hit it once, I think. But yeah, hit that thumbs up and share this video and leave comments below. I don't know, say something. I don't even know what to prompt y'all to talk about, but say something, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye. Ella Frank can get all my money just off of the strength of this series. I know a book is good when I start missing the characters even before I'm finished, and that's exactly what happened.